Good day, everyone, and welcome back to the Corner of Remnant. I'm your host, Larissa, and I'm joined by co-host Emperial Dawn.
Hi.
And today we are discussing Chapter 12 of RWBY Volume 7. Woo! And this was an episode. There's a lot to discuss in it. Though, what I do want to say before we dive head on into the episode, because there's been a lot of, the fandom's been very upset about this episode. And...
well, some of the fandom, I wouldn't say. Let's not say everyone.
No. And I get sort of why on both sides of it, but at the end of the day, we're just along for the ride. So we're just watching, joining the story. We don't have any control over it, and I just want people to remember that you know, we shouldn't be attacking RWBY just because the volume isn't going how we wanted it to go, because they're the ones telling the story, not us. And also, we shouldn't be attacking each other either. But I've seen a lot of people attacking each other for having different opinions. But really, we should be banding together to get through this. Like we did in Volume 3, even though I was late to the party back in Volume 3. But, you know, everyone was supporting each other to what had happened, even though everyone was a bit upset about what had happened. And that's really what we should be doing now, when we're having another Volume 3-esque sort of volume, that we should be banding together and supporting each other. Then, rather than what's happening, which is everyone attacking each other, attacking RWBY, the animators, the writers, and everything. And so we shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, sure, shit's hit the fan, and a lot of things happen which people are not happy about, but that's just how the story's going. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can only speak from my point of view. You know, I've only seen parts of the fandom. I haven't seen everyone. You know, the RWBY fandom is, you know, that big. But at least from what I've seen, it's actually funny. From what I've seen, it's most people like you talking about it. But I personally have never I actually haven't seen any of the outrage or any of the attacking. Like, sure, people have their opinions, like, oh, you know, dropping the show, blah blah blah, all that bullshit that you see.
Yeah, that you see.
But no one ever actually does. Half the issue was after Volume 6. But you know, so I fortunately, most of the reactions to it I've seen have just been like you said, like just people responding to other people.
Yeah.
So I don't think the backlash is that, at least from my point of view, hasn't been as large as some people making it out to be. But maybe it is. Again, the fandom's very big and it's out there, and I don't see every aspect of it.
That's it. The fandom is very large.
Yeah. You know, most of the time I tend just to stay in my little Twitter realm, and you know, of the RWBY fans that I like, and the RWBY fans like me. So yeah, that always works a bit better for me. But like you said, always we're just along for the ride. Either enjoy the story they tell us or don't. You know, like whatever.
That's it.
Again, like if you don't like it, then okay, that's fine. You know, but
you don't have to like it. It's not going to suit everyone. That's the thing. Not everyone's going to be happy.
My personal take on stuff like this is always, as long as the in-universe reason for something happening isn't discriminatory, which it wasn't. Tyrion didn't do what he did as a discriminatory action towards Clover.
No.
You know, but from a writing point of view, it can be interpreted that way, I suppose.
Yeah.
But, which is a bit of a stretch, in my opinion. It all comes down to how you interpreted Clover's character, and that's all it comes down to, was interpretation.
Yes, yeah.
Someone who did interpret it that way might be insulted, compared to someone who didn't. Like, it was never cut clear dry.
Yeah.
And that has its own positives and negatives. Some people would argue that hindsight, it's like, okay, because again, I always saw Coral and Clover as just as the boys, the friends kind of thing. That's just how I always saw them.
Yeah.
And I think now, because that they knew they were going to, and spoilers, they knew they were going to kill Clover.
Yeah.
They didn't want to make it official. So I think them being vague about it was their attempt to not cross the line and, you know, do the bury the gays tropes or queer baiting or whatever. I think that they, in a sense, queer baited slightly. I don't even agree with that, but they slightly queer baited to avoid the bury the gays tropes.
Hey, Dodge. Yeah.
Something along those lines. I think they handle it well. I personally don't think there should be an issue at all. But again, I'm straight, so what the fuck do I know? So,
I kind of get where a lot of them are coming from, is that there's not enough male representation of LGBT in the show at this stage. But the thing is with that, though, majority of our characters are female, so that's just how that's going to be. But regardless of whether he was LGBT or not LGBT, at the end of the day, this was the story. It was deemed that he was going to die at the end, regardless of that. But also, even with that, Crow had built a relationship with him, in a friendship or whatever it was. Regardless of that. And to the point where he was so devastated at the end after Clover died. Like, that was just how that was written to me was great. That he built this connection with this guy. He felt connected to him. And perhaps something could have happened along, you know, if things went a different way.
Like this was the first time that Crow met another veteran huntsman who had been through all the same battles he had been through, knew about all the same stuff with Salem, and he knew all about that stuff.
Yeah,
he was literally the parallel of good luck. He was the first person he could be around. They didn't have to have concern about being killed. Still did. And we'll get into the Tyrion Crow team up, which is complete bullshit. I mean bullshit by the terms of everyone saw that scene wrong.
Yeah.
Crow and Tyrion didn't team up.
No,
it's very easy to interpret it that way, and I think the animators could have done a bit of a better job not making that as clear as it was. But I don't think I've watched the episode 12 times back. Crow and Tyrion don't team up. Tyrion's just manipulating the fight, and Crow isn't outright attacking Tyrion because. Okay,
but he's not helping Tyrion either. While Tyrion was helping Crow a little bit there.
We'll get to that when we get to that. But just with.
So I did want to say something. Where is it? I found it. It was one of Arnold's tweets, tweets. It said. So, the wizard used deceit to influence and control others. The lion gave in to his counters out of fear of the queen. The Tin Man lost his heart for the greater good, and the Scarecrow lost his mind in the heat of the moment. And I thought that was a very interesting, because of course Scarecrow being Crow lost his mind in the heat of the moment, and that could refer to that fight.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Crow's never been a morally good character. He's always been a dark and morally grey character, and again, like you said, he made a decision in the moment that he now has to have to live to regret.
Yeah.
And even then, he didn't really make a decision. Again, he didn't team up with Tyrion.
No.
Tyrion just played the game. And again, I understand where Crow's coming from, because in his mind, I imagine it's like, okay, let's just knock out Clover, get that out of the way, and then in his way, he can control the fight, because he can control Tyrion and Clover in the situation. Teaming up with Tyrion means he can maintain and keep an eye on Tyrion so he doesn't kill Clover, at least until the moment happens, of course.
Yeah.
In his mind. And then also he can control it, knock out, get rid of Clover, make sure he's safe.
Yeah.
Then he can deal with Crow. And again, all they've done here is made me really excited for Crow vs. Tyrion 3.
Oh, absolutely. Even more so now.
The choreography in this fight was some of the best. Like, Crow using his, like, scythe the way he did. It's just so good, and I'm so excited to see what happens next. And I mean, Clover was never one of my favorite characters in the show, but again, I was still very sad when he died. And again, Crow's reaction made that too, because again, it was the one if nothing else, if not more, but if nothing else, it was the one person that he didn't have to worry about killing. Yeah, because his bad luck wouldn't affect Clover. Yeah, and it didn't. It's just Clover just dropped his guard. Yeah. No, both of them did. Both of them did. In a moment of respect or love or whatever you interpret it as. Yeah. Either way. The thing is, too, like, even when Crow was trying to take on Tyrion, Clover was intervening. So they all just... How it just went was just a mess. Is that Clover isn't innocent in all this. No. Clover was the one that on the offense. Clover was the one who got the message and immediately went to arrest Crow. He kind of discussed it first, but he got up, approached him first before he kind of told him. And Crow's like, this is not how it's meant to be. We shouldn't be fighting. We shouldn't be doing this. But... Yeah. And again, Clover says himself, he trusted James with his life, and he wanted to trust Crow as well. But he's going to follow orders first. And Crow even says, why can't you do the right thing, which is obviously not arrest me, rather than do what you're told. And when Tyrion even said, let's team up, Crow immediately went to attack Tyrion. He didn't go to attack Clover, they went to attack Tyrion. Clover then jumped in and continued to attack Crow. So Clover in himself put himself in that situation. He really did. From a certain point of view. And I love the line at the end with Tyrion saying, like, you mean like you killed Clover, which I think can have two meanings. Yeah. Obviously being using his sword, therefore framing Crow.
Absolutely.
But I thought I saw it more as a jab towards Crow's semblance.
Not just Crow semblance, just the whole situation. That...
Sure, but Tyrion's just like teasing Crow, saying, "Hey, this was your fault. Yeah, I killed him, but this was your fault." Whether semblance or justice.
Well, I don't know. Tyrion knows about Crow's semblance, but I think it's more like the fact that, in a way, it was Crow's fault for what happened as well. That's why I think Tyrion's more putting in as like, well, you teamed up with me, and we took him down, so it's your fault, sort of thing. He's very manipulative. And
and Dodge said as well, this was also him protecting Ruby in a sense as well.
Yeah. His fam was on the line. Okay. He needed to get back to protect them, and Clover was in his way, as was Tyrion. So,
and to jump in before that too, Robin's always been a bit of a, straightforward, bit of a jump to conclusions kind of person.
Yes.
So her reaction didn't I've seen some people be annoyed at how she.
No, I thought it made sense.
It was annoying, but it's still in her character.
Yeah.
It made sense.
Of course she's going to intervene.
But, again, that was completely in her character. Again, I was not expecting more of the Tyrion and Crow fights. The fact that we got it off the last episode is just awesome, and having Clover in there was really good.
And while we're discussing it too, it was animated really well. I really loved the shots, especially at the end there, that black, white, grey with a bit of red shot after when Tyrion, of course, stabbed Clover. That shot, and then the other shot when
even the sunrise was really
the sunrise, and when Crow was leaning over Clover there, that shot was just beautiful. It was done so amazingly, and it really tugged at your heartstrings. Like you said, even though you weren't a huge fan of Clover, it still hurt. To see Crow so upset, and just how it was shown there was just beautiful. I watched it with my mum, as I do watch RWBY with my mum, and even she got teared up at that part as well. Yeah, just seeing him so strong.
Shout out to Kirby making a fishing rod a really cool weapon.
Yeah, it was.
The show was awesome in this fight.
Seeing it in the fight here was great.
That was one last thing on this topic I was gonna.
Yes. Before we move on to the rest of the episode.
I can't quite remember.
We can always touch back on this anyway after we discuss.
Yeah, hopefully it comes back to me. Because that wasn't all that was in this episode. Before we get into the other fight, we had a few scenes with Winter and Penny.
Yes.
Penny being very stern about it should matter. Yes, we're abandoning all these people, but that should matter. Whereas Winter obviously
start following orders. Okay,
I remember what I was going to say. Back to Clover and Crow. It's kind of harsh in a sense that before Clover dies, he says, "I trust James with my life. I want to trust you." Dies, and then one of the first things Crow says is that James will take the fall. He just told you that he trusts James a lot, but now Crow's like, "I'm going to go kill James."
Yeah,
and it is an interesting choice from Crow. I
think he's just angry. He's blaming James for all of this because if the wanted thing hadn't come out, then this wouldn't have happened. And
it's just funny in the context of Clover, who had just been killed, said, "I trust James with my life." Then for Crow to say, "In honor of you, I will kill James." Kind of like, I feel like you missed something.
Yeah,
there,
that was a bit. I get it.
Yeah, that's all. I 100%. Understand where Crow's coming from.
Yeah,
I get that. It's just in the context of what Clover just said, it was a little it just caught me off guard when I first heard it. But I I've always loved the Penny and Winter interaction.
Yes.
Then we go to the one with Freya, and we have Cinder.
Yes, of course.
Come back, and at first, I was apart from the scene where she actually the fireball and that was awesome.
Yeah,
and the scene.
I love that shot when the camera pans down the hallway towards Winter and everything's all dark and the flickering lights. That shot's really cool.
Yeah. But I'm normally a big Cinder fan, but I'll admit her dialogue, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of it. It same kind of same.
I liked it. I liked it. I thought it was very Cinder-esque.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's what everyone doesn't like about Cinder is the fact that she's Cinder-esque.
It was what I would have expected Cinder to say.
This was one of the first times I just thought the dialogue was just a bit I don't know if it was dialogue, I don't know if it was just Negri. It was just kind of like, yeah, I kind of get why people don't like Cinder a little bit now. It's like, it was just a bit boring. It was just a bit like, stand aside, there won't be anything left to salvage. It was just kind of like, yeah, I get where people come from, where I wish there was a bit of, I wish she kind of would have changed a bit by now, at least a little bit.
No, well, well, she's in her element here. And I really liked it, like, oh, 2 of Ironwood's puppets, lucky me. I really like that line. But yeah, and also, you know, confronting, of course, with Penny, and Penny saying, well, it's you who are responsible for what happened to me. I really love that. I'm really looking forward to the fight. As much as I am nervous for all of them in this fight, I'm really looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, I think it was maybe just, I don't know, the delivery I wasn't super, I don't know, there was just something about it where I'm kind of like, because like, the way you said it, like, yeah, all the lines were okay, all the lines were good, but yeah, I don't know, it just, like, for the first time I kind of got where people came from when they kind of said they don't like Cinder. I'm kind of like, yeah, I can kind of see where you come from now, just after, cause she comes back after so long. Like, I didn't mind her in the other 2 scenes we saw in past episodes, but this was just, like, Cinder at her most horny Cinder-esque. I'm just kind of like power-hungry-esque, and I'm kind of just like, I kind of get it. It's just a little bit boring. I just wish it was a bit more.
No, I really liked it. I don't see the problem at all with it.
Okay, fair enough.
Agree to disagree.
Again, I hope next episode that changes. Like, I hope we'll get the Penny Cinder fight. I do hope that I get a bit more,
and RWBY and Weiss joining them as well.
Yeah, RWBY and Weiss joins them, and then we also get to have, hopefully, so there was that. Then we also jump in over to the Juniper scene, obviously looking for Oscar.
That's Oscar, yeah.
And again, and like, I can interpret it in my head where it can kind of make sense, but yeah, I don't know. I'm still not a big fan of Oscar coming in and punching Neo. It doesn't make a lot of sense from what we've seen of Neo in the past. I think, like, I get the idea that, like, Neo might not be too familiar with Juniper as a whole, so maybe she thought she could convince everyone, so she didn't think Oscar was going to punch her. I don't know. Like, I think
you're reading too much into it.
yeah, but that's what I do. I know.
Yeah, the reason.
Sense.
Right, the reason why Neo took up Oscar's appearance was because they were looking for Oscar. She could hear them calling out for Oscar, so it made sense for her to be looking like Oscar, especially since she had the lamp at that point. She wasn't expecting Oscar to come out of nowhere and punch her. That to me is just how it was.
Really out of nowhere. It was around a corner along a long hallway, and Oscar
she may have thought she knocked him out. That's also possible. We don't know actually what happened between.
No, I know that. Just the scene, how it was shot. There's no excuse for Neo saw Oscar coming. Like, it wasn't a surprise shot. The way it was shot. Yeah. That's all. So again, like, I know I'm making it sound like a bigger deal than it is. I don't really care. That's something where I get where people kind of been like didn't like that scene for that reason. I'm kind of like, again, I can be like, okay, yeah, I can see that wasn't shot. Basically, if Oscar had just come around the corner and punched her, sure. The fact that he came around the corner, ran down the hallway, had his fists locked for about 3 seconds before actually, Neo's dodged punches at, like, point blank. That's all. Yeah, like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here. I just, I just don't get it. That's all.
Okay.
Sorry.
So we'll have that fight happening as well, but Blake and Yang were going to go look for, of course, John, Nora, Ren, and Oscar. So because they don't know that something happened to Oscar as well, so they're already going to come into the middle of this fight.
Not to get hopes up too much, but I hope this does lead to a Neo Yang.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's interesting with the team ups as well. Is that so we got RWBY and Weiss going to go help Winter. Penny, they're not sure, they probably don't know Penny's there, and of course Cinder, which is interesting because we're going to have the RWBY Cinder match up as well, which we've been looking. We knew it was going to happen eventually. And then we got Blake and Yang helping.
It could easily be another Haven thing where they don't actually directly fight.
Well, there was a reason why Cinder didn't get involved in that particular fight then, because she was going after the relic. But I think that'll be really interesting with RWBY and Weiss going to help Winter and Cinder and Penny. And Blake and Yang with Neo, as well as John, Nora, Ren, and Oscar. So, I think it's interesting that so we're going to get those matchups, and where the hell Ironwood is in all of this as well.
I'd assume he's at the vault waiting for Winter.
That's
my assumption. Which whether or not we'll get like I don't know if Crow would have the time to get back to Atlas to confront James this episode. I don't think so.
No. Well, he might, but he might get right at the end of the fight. We'll see what happens. But yeah, he's a bit far out at the moment. Yes.
Bit out there.
Yeah. What was I going to say as well?
I knew you would know.
I was going to say something, but my mind just went woof. Of course. We saw the androids that were being shot up in the room where Oscar was. Interesting whether they were sent by Ironwood to go collect Oscar, or if they're protecting him. Because Ironwood could also be going after Oscar because Oscar's got the lamp.
Oh, sure, yeah. That's
also a possibility too, that he'll be there. Whether he's waiting down the vault or he was, it's gone. Yeah, we'll see what happens, I suppose, in this episode. But yeah.
I mean, there's one episode left, 24 minutes, possibly shit tons of fights. Like, we had no idea, so really could be anything. So I'm really curious to see what we actually end up getting, because
as far as I know, they haven't dropped the thumbnail yet.
Yes, they have.
Oh, they have? You have seen it? Because I know there was a lot of fakes about.
Let me I have it pulled up.
Sweet.
Here.
Yeah, I haven't seen it on Twitter yet, but also I've seen a lot of fakes in the last few days as well, so.
So, the thumbnail is of Freya.
Okay.
Awake. Looks like outside the pod.
Oh, okay.
So we might actually get some dialogue from her, hopefully. Nora, hoping. The title is Enemy of Trust.
Ooh.
Who will become your greatest... Who will you become when your greatest fears are realized? 24 minutes.
Wow.
Which means only about 18 minutes of the episode if you take out, like, end credits and...
Yeah. I was literally because Adult had mentioned people not to be upset, like, if the episode isn't 30 minutes long. Oh, here we go. I just found his post about it there. Yep, okay. Oh, yeah, she does look like she's outside of the pod. Interesting. Oh, she might be... Or maybe she's in the pod and it's open.
She could be inside the pod, just awake, but it looks like she's outside.
It looks like it's outside. Yeah, it's a bit hard to tell the angle.
There are two pods side by side, so it just could be the way it's shot, but...
Yeah,
we'll have to see.
Either way, she's awake. So, yeah, maybe watching probably Cinder fighting Winter and Penny. Who knows? Be interested to see what happens. I think definitely Paul Free is going to die at some point during this fight. And yeah, where the power goes, whether it goes to Winter or Cinder steals it or goes completely different.
It's an interesting thing because in my mind, Cinder has to win here, one way or the other. Yeah. Like, can Cinder from a Salem perspective, but obviously just from a storytelling perspective, can Cinder really lose and survive again?
Yeah.
She's done a lot already.
Yes.
So I'm just curious how
it's gonna play out. Depends what they got, of course. Planned for Volume 8 and onwards.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I assume we're not gonna see Salem this volume, unless like maybe the end credits thing. Like, I assume we're just gonna be like.
Well, I think
I don't think Atlas is gonna fall. I don't think. I think whatever the end of this volume will be a cliffhanger, and it's just gonna pick up exactly where it kicks off next volume, and then at the end of Volume 8 is when. We're gonna fight Salem for the first time, or Alice is gonna fall. Like, that'll be at the end or start of Volume 8.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. I can see like the end being with Salem and her monkeys coming towards Atlas. That could be like the end scene as we see them coming towards Atlas.
Yeah, and there's another thing too that I think a lot of people misinterpret. Because like there's a lot, obviously the idea of the Amity Tower, and the idea of Atlas being raised into the sky.
Yes.
And like this is something more I've noticed for reactors, I think.
Okay.
Is when people are like, oh, that plane is stupid because she has flying Grim.
Well,
like, no, the idea is you get high up into the atmosphere where even the Grim can't survive.
Exactly.
A lot of people miss that.
Yeah, no, I get that because
a lot of people tend to miss that detail. It's like, it's like. yes, there are flying Grim. Yes, she has flying monkeys, but the idea is to get them high enough to where they even can't survive.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I think I just remember that being a point. I remember a lot of people just missed.
Yeah. And they have the shields and everything to keep Atlas safe, the atmosphere, everything safe to everyone else. But yeah, high enough that the Grim won't be able to. But of course,
like an system and stuff.
Yeah, to be able to do that, they need to get to the relic, and they need the Winter Maiden to do that. And I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as James wants it to be. So yeah,
and he knew that. Like, you know, he knew that trying to arrest RWBY, you know, probably wouldn't, you know, go, you know, well, definitely wouldn't go smoothly. You know, yeah, I'm sure he considered the fact that he might not succeed because, you know, Aesop's obviously, they said back in episode 2 that, you know, you guys have fought really hard, even harder than us.
Yeah.
And obviously they've trained them more than we've seen on screen, which is fine, guys. Relax. Trained our characters.
They've been training for at least a few months. There's a fair bit of time that's passed. We don't know exactly the amount of time, but a fair amount of time has passed, and they've been training almost every day.
Arguments are like, oh, RWBY shouldn't beat the Aesops, and I'm kind of like,
yeah. They work together as well. That's the thing with Aesops. Besides Vine and Elman, even then they weren't really working that closely together in the fight. They were all pretty separate, even though, RWBY and Weiss helped each other a little bit there where they needed. Blake and Yang were working very strongly together. I think that's really made the difference as well.
Like, basically, like Crow's always said that, you know, an outside world experience is 100 times, you know, 3 times better than school experience.
Yes.
So, you know, they've been out there, they've done all this, they've always been, again, like, you gotta remember that, one, there's the thing about, you know, being outside outside the schools gets you more experience.
Yep.
Crow even said that these kids are better than I was when I was their age.
Yeah.
Last volume. The Aesops even said that these guys have fought a lot harder than we have. The Aesops then trained them, and they've always been prodigies. Blake's grown up fighting her entire life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and not just, and like, you know, like, crazily. Yang has, you know, done almost, you know, the same just because of her nature. RWBY always wanted to do this. And again, Weiss is the only one where, again, that's why Weiss always loses, because Weiss doesn't have that lifelong experience. She's had some of the best training, obviously, from, like, you know, just because her father's money and stuff, I'm sure she has. And from her sister as well. But, you know, Weiss is always, and always will be, the least experienced. And that's why she's always wanted to lose. Because that actually makes sense. And yeah, she finally won a one-on-one she finally won her first one-on-one, which is awesome.
Yes.
And another point too, this kind of ties into this and the Crow Clover fight. Guys, everything in RWBY is lethal force. That's not an argument you can make.
Yeah.
Because of Aura, there is no such thing as not fighting of lethal force in RWBY.
Yeah.
So you can't say that, oh, Crow did Tim with Tyrion because he used lethal force. Clover was using lethal force. Everyone in RWBY used lethal force. That's just how the world works. You can't use that argument.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you shouldn't use lethal force. And to be fair, that was mentioned in the Aesop's fight. To a degree. But again, that's just Marrow being Marrow.
Yeah. I liked Marrow in this as well, and he was the one, as we said also last week, the more likely one to not want to do this fight, not want to join in, and he was. He's like, are we really going to be slogging this out? And yeah, I really loved him in this. That he did want to fight, and that we did originally perceive him to be fighting against Blake, but it made a lot of sense with Elm and Vine fighting Blake and Yang because they were both working together.
I will say the fight started with, I was correct, the fight started with RWBY, Harriet, Elm, Yang, Vine, Weiss, Blake, Marrow. It did start like that. It then split off into the different actual fights. Yeah. But the first hit I was right. The very first hit, I was correct.
Yes. But I loved how RWBY just went straight out as well. I loved that bit, yeah. Yeah,
because like, even RWBY said, like, it's like, Harriet's like, we're the best huntsmen of Remnant. It's like, yeah, you were. Then you trained us.
And then just out you went.
And I like when Harriet did, like, close up the room and Yang's just like, really? I really like that.
Yeah, I loved this whole fight. It flowed so well. It was great. I love the music. I love the song. War. It's got the 4 female vocalists in it, basically representing one of the girls. I love the lyrics on it as well, and I have it up here. And I was going to read out the lyrics like I did with Hero last time. Where is it?
Yeah. Well, I see. It's interesting because, like, obviously, RWBY tends to like getting people who sound similar to Jeff and Casey.
Yeah.
So I didn't notice it when I first said it until I saw the credits.
Well, I didn't notice it either when I was watching it, until, what was it? Actually, I think I saw this video pop up and like, oh, right, there was 4 different vocalists.
It was Elm's voice actor, it was Dawn, Elm's voice actor, not me. Casey, Adrian from Nevermore.
Yeah.
I don't remember who the fourth was.
No. Hang on. I think I've got it here.
I can't remember.
Because they have it in this video as well.
But I've heard different interpretations. I've heard this is like the RWBY girls. I've heard this is Aesop. I've even heard this
the lyrics definitely make it look like it's the RWBY girls. Yes, we got Casey Lee Williams, Dawn Bennett, Adrian Cohen, and Erin Riley.
Okay, I'm not too familiar with Erin Riley.
And I'll read out the lyrics, and it definitely sounds from the RWBY girls' point of view as well.
I've even heard it being interpreted as like the Four Maidens.
Well,
was an interesting interpretation of it.
And so it says, never really had a problem with you. All along I thought our friendship was true. Put my trust in you right from the start. I never dreamed that you will be my enemy, the knife to take my heart. You screwed me in the perfect way. A friend betrayed. Just another mourner. Content to follow orders. Leave behind your conscience. Abandon those who need you most. Convince yourself you know, but we both know it's not so. But if you cross my battle line, you'll find you'll be sorry that you tried. If it's war that you want, then you got it. If it's pain, well, I brought what you need. If it's true what you say, you're the best, then let's play. You won't believe it until you see it. When I kick your ass and look you in the eye. And with a smile and a cheerful heart, I'll turn to you and wave goodbye. I love the lyrics. They're so good.
Yeah, so it's RWBY towards Aesop.
It's definitely RWBY towards the Aesops there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to getting the full song of that too. And Hero as well. All the songs that we've had this volume. Absolutely. And we've still got the end credit song as well.
That's the and possibly something from this volume as
and
well.
This either two of the parts.
Episode, this finale. So we got the intro, got the song from the episode 3. Here we go. I've got
a playlist here. So we've got Trust Love, which is of course the intro. Touch the Sky is what we saw in episode 3. This one, I forget what it's called. Brand New Day. Yep. And then we have the Tell Me It's Love. That was from the political rally. Hero and War.
Yeah. So
5 plus the intro, so 6. Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but Penny has had a distinctive score this volume.
She has, yeah.
Had the dun 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 dun.
Yeah, she definitely has.
So I got a feeling that we might get a Penny song either as the credits or in this episode. There's
definitely been a distinctive score. I think I picked up one. I can't remember what episode it was. I remember I mentioned it on the podcast, but I can't remember when it was. That there was something that had a really distinctive score. I think it might have been in episode 4.
Yeah. I know Penny has. I know Penny's had it like a few times now this volume, where she's had like the same kind of dun 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 and etc. So I know, and it's really sticking out to me, maybe because I'm a Penny fan. But it would not surprise me if we get a song for Penny versus Singer about Penny.
Possibly,
with, like that score coming in.
If not,
that's my prediction. At least.
Yeah. Otherwise, of course, there's always with Trust Love. That there might be a part of a bit of a score from that as well, because we've got the later part of the song, which usually has a different sort of tune to it, like we did with Let's Just Live and all of that as well. So we never know. It could also be part of Trust Love, but I definitely see the possibility of there being a Penny song. Yeah, I'm definitely hoping for a RWBY song as well, but yeah.
As always. Never changes.
But she's had a lot of development this volume, which I've really loved. So I'm really hoping for something there, but we'll see.
As for the fight, as for the whole Aesop's fight itself, it was. I honestly, I don't know how much. Like, other than just explaining what happened to you guys, like, just go watch it. Really,
it's so good.
To say, I really loved Elm. I just thought it was. Just her hammer and her fighting style was just so satisfying.
Yes.
Like, every hit she had, it was just a bunch of headbutts, one hit. I love when she like pulled Blake in. Her hammer was on the ground. She jumped back. She spun it up, hit Blake into the air.
Yep.
Yang was just awesome. Weiss using all of her abilities.
Yep.
Apart from time dilation, but rip.
I I thought it was good with Weiss's part as well, because Mara can only sort of do in one direction with his semblance, the whole stay thing, that she stays separate to the night, whether that was coincidence or if it was smart thinking, because that way Mara could only stop one of them at a time, and I thought that was really cool as well.
Yeah, no, that was really awesome. I loved the whole thing, like, because like Harriet's like, your semblance is more than just speed, so the idea of like when Harriet had her down, she could just evaporate out of it and tie up. Harriet couldn't do that. Harriet could only speed away, but she couldn't physically escape the space.
Exactly.
Just because of her speed, but RWBY could, so that's how she got out of that. And Weiss coming in to end off Harriet at the end there was funny. I like that.
I like that too. Yeah.
I really liked Blake and Yang, their fights. Just like their teamwork was really cool. I loved it a lot.
I really love the bit when Yang put the missiles, little bomb things on the rock.
Yeah.
And then Blake grabbed her and, of course, put the bombs on her, which Vine didn't see her. Then she used her semblance to, it was a clone. I loved that bit. That bit was really good. And I loved how they got hold of Vine and took him down that way. It was so good.
Yeah, no, that was like, that was so cool. Just like the jumping up, grabbing the thing, spinning back down. That was, I love that. Like, again, like, there was a lot of really they must have spent a lot of time on this fight, and again, it makes sense considering we haven't had many big fights this volume. It's all kind of leading up to these, but they must have spent a lot of extra time on. Because I just thought they were really well done.
It was so good. I loved that moment too when Vine went down and the rest of the Aesops are like, well, shit. They really sort of changed the atmosphere when they realised they got one of them down. And that's when also the song War kicked off as well. I really loved that moment when they all sort of looked at each other and saying, well, shit, they took one of us down. And I like how they did with Elm, and Blake, they sort of broke up the ground below underneath her so she couldn't use her semblance. That was very smart too. I like that too.
Yeah, and then just using a semblance just for one, just like 2 strikes to break the ground, then another one to finish her off, and that was it. She didn't overuse it, which I loved. Blake didn't do too much other than just being a distraction during this fight. But that's a semblance. That's what she's good at. And again, it just worked to enhance Yang. Yang is arguably the best fighter of the team. So Blake's there to support Yang. Fighting, which I was fine with. I know some people were a little iffy about that, but again, I was fine with it.
I thought it was great.
I didn't notice it. Someone pointed it out, basically. But Yang didn't Blake didn't actually really fight at all. She was just a distraction or just a support kind of thing. But it worked fine enough for me. I didn't think it was a problem.
Well, they were able to take Vine down basically because of.
Which to be fair, Vine was the same thing. Like Vine didn't use his weapon this fight. He only used his semblance.
Yeah, I saw some people being a little annoyed about that too. We actually haven't seen Vine use his weapon at all. Are we going to get to see him use it? Probably not. But
no, I don't mind. I was fine with it, really. I thought it was all good, all things considered.
He didn't need to use it, so he didn't use it.
Yeah, more or less. Like, just trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about the fight. There's like a lot of neat little animations. Like I love just like when Blake was pinned against the wall, and like Yang shot at Vine, she'd stand down. I just love that. I love like the whole thing when Blake was captured again, and just like they're just following orders now. So Elm just goes into a rage. Just
throws Blake against the wall.
Like I love like that's stuff you can do in RWBY. So against the wall, you can have fun with it because of aura and stuff. So you just like I love that. I think they had a lot of fun with this fight.
Yeah, really with the auras as well, because we're seeing them more than what we have in the past, which is good. I really like how they animated the auras as well. Like we saw Blake's aura sort of appear there, that it was helping protect her against that brunt force, but it didn't break. It's something I know some people complain about. Like I remember I saw someone saying like, "Oh, aura should only appear if it's broken" or some stuff like that. And I'm just like. Like aura appears when it saves you from a potentially lethal injury, and again, how it breaks differs from volume to volume, just depending on what special effect they want to use. Like this volume, they had like the particle effect. Yes, which I thought looked really well.
But like previous volumes, they had the cracking. They have the particle effect just again, which is a little more subtler, but I think it works fine. Like Watts' aura broke when he got pulled out of the gravity well. Last episode, and then when they both fell down to the platform, Ironwood's aura broke when he hit it because he hit it really roughly, whereas Watts rolled through. But that's hard to Ironwood, because Ironwood's aura is like white blue, so it was hard to see.
Yeah, it was really hard to see. You sort of hear it,
like,
but rather than see it.
Yeah, like Vine's semblance, Vine's aura broke when he hit the ground. Marrow when he got hit by fireballs. Elm when she hit the ground.
HSA.
And Harriet, after she hit I think it was when she hit the ice wall. And then she passed out afterwards.
Yeah, I like that she stood up as if she was going to say something, her eyes rolled back, oof, down. One thing I didn't mention as well, I really love the sound design in this, especially with Tyrion. So we're seeing a lot of the animators at RWBY saying on Twitter, oh, there's a scene that's going to make you barf. I'm pretty sure it was that scene. So after the plane crash, crazy Tyrion, like it was interesting how he escaped to, going back to that. So when Pro and Clover were fighting on the plane, it was actually Clover's fishing hook that unhooked across the bar where Tyrion's cast was on, so he was able to escape. And I love how in that scene, how he jumped on the pilot and he has the pilot's hat on his head. He's just an insane bastard. Even after all the crap that he does, I love him as a villain because he's hilarious.
Like, even after Clover, I still love it.
He's so funny. But
again, that's also good too, because again, the more bad things he does, the more legitimate he feels. The fact that he killed Clover makes Tyrion a better villain.
Yeah, and he's just insane. He doesn't care who he needs to kill to do. It's all for the will of his goddess for Salem.
As he leaves with a dead official there, a dead authority figure there.
Yeah,
he's like, you know my track record with the
authorities.
Like, you just killed one.
Yeah, wow. He always seems to escape, and as I said last week as well, Tyrion was going to escape. Wasn't expecting him to do all that, but he was going to escape, and he did. I love how, like, the will of our goddess, and he that's when he pulled the plane to crash. And I love how Clover's like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Boop, out he went.
and again, I love too that also ties into his
good luck.
His, his origin, like his inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's like the scorpion and the frog. The scorpion
of course. Yeah.
Gets the ride, but then kills the frog.
Yes.
Drowns himself.
Yes.
Again, Tyrion's the kind of person who'd crash a plane, potentially kill himself.
Yeah.
Because that's his origin.
Yeah.
He's literally self-destruction. That's literally his inspiration, is the idea of self-destruction. So of course he would come across a plane.
I love how when he woke up and he's trying to get out of his cuffs and he dislocates his thumb. The sound on that is so horrible. And then when he puts his hand on the ground to realign his thumb again, that crack, and like, oh,
one of my
so gross.
One of my favorite scores in RWBY, period, is Tyrion's score when we first see him in when we see him fight Ranger in Volume 4. It's like to me it's always the Harry Potter-esque.
It's like a creepy carnival sort of theme. That's how I sort of described it. It's got like a carnival thing to it, but really creepy sort of vibe.
Well, yeah, it's like a music box.
Yeah.
In a sense as well. I'm not sure if they've used that or they used it this episode. I know he has the new score as well when he uses the semblance.
Yeah.
So he has those two scores that I think that his character.
And we get a sort of bit like Salem's score too quite often. I think that was the score when he was in the plane after it crashed, I think. I had to go back and listen to it a bit more closely. But yeah, I just want to say props to the sound design on that, because that was disgusting. It was gross and it fitted like what you would expect for him to, dislocate his thumb. And that's what we also need to remember too. Like, this is all animated. Like, there's no sound at all when it's provided to these people to do the sound, and for them to be able to replicate that sound of someone dislocating their thumb, like, I'm thinking, how the hell do they do it? I hope no one got injured. But it's just how they do it with different things.
I remember on episodes of like RWBY or episodes of RWBY Rewind, like, it would just be a simple thing of like, just cracking a celery stick.
Yeah,
it's stuff like that.
It's crazy how they're able to replicate to make it feel so real.
When Yang was fighting Adam, and there was the scene where she's like, dude, like the rapid punches against his sword.
Yeah.
And it was like, and Chris, the lead sound designer, shout out to Chris and the rest of the sound team as well. They use like a jackhammer.
Yep.
Sounds to get that noise, because I remember he was saying that like the punches were so fast that he couldn't actually sync up the sound to the animation. So he just got a jackhammer and just played it over the scene. It's not even synced up, but
it works.
It is one of the most satisfying scenes in all of RWBY is Yang punching at the sword.
And also when when Bumblebee the bike hit Adam as well, that was such a meaty sound as well. Yeah, the sound design is fantastic because that's the thing, like, because it's all animated, you have to add the sound in and be able to replicate some of these sounds and make it really realistic.
Yeah, that's always the craziest thing to me when we hear stories about how the scores and how the even the soundtracks are made. You know, like they just send Jeff like, you know, the stick figure animation, just like the very work in progress animation. It's like, here's what we're gonna do. Here's the most basic version of what it'll end up looking like. Make a song to that.
Yes.
that blows my mind.
Yeah. And the same with the sound design guys as well. Like, they say, oh, yeah, we're going to have Tyrion dislocating his thumb. And they're thinking, how the hell am I going to make this sound right? Everything from the punches and everything, they have to add the sound in to make it real because it's all animated. Like, if we were actually filming a live action show, you don't have to really add that much sound to it because you already got it. But when it's an animation and they just provided like a silent clip, they had to add in the footsteps, they had to add in all this extra stuff. Like the voice actors can only do so much as well. Yeah, so it's just props to them, and that made me shiver. As you'll see when you see my reaction, I was like,
speaking of all that, I know Chris came out last night or the night before or something like that and said, like, you know, the sound design's done for the last episode.
Yeah, I saw true about that.
And also this morning they also Rooster Teeth did tweet out the episode is finished, and they've had a viewing party of all the Caribbean stuff.
Oh, nice!
So everything's done, everything's ready. That's why the thumbnail came out this morning, because it was all done, uploaded, posted. It was all ready to go.
Yeah.
And 24 minutes, so about 18 minutes worth of content we'll probably get. And
which is pretty consistent with what the episodes have been. They've been varying a little bit, but they've sort of been around the 17-18 minute mark. Yeah. So yeah.
And again, especially if this is going to be a cliffhanger finale and we're just going to jump into it next volume.
Which is how Volume 6 was meant to be as well. It was meant to be a cliffhanger with them being captured by the Aesops, as what we saw in Chapter 1. So we're going to get a cliffhanger ending that we're meant to get back in Volume 6. And I think this is going to be a worse cliffhanger than that.
Yeah. That wasn't really a cliffhanger. That was kind of like just like, we finally made it to the end of this journey. Now let's start the next one. I wasn't.
Yeah, they just got captured, but
like this would be like this could be like a stab, cut to black. But no, if he survives next volume, it could be white.
This is definitely going to be worse.
Again, I'm not holding out for it because I don't expect this to happen.
Yeah,
but I would love a callback to when Weiss, Cinder, and Winter are all in the same room. A callback to the spear.
Yes,
in some regard, like just like a mention, like a little, like a touch or something like that would be nice.
Yeah.
Like Weiss sees and like Weiss immediately just grabs her ribs or something like that. Like just like I would just love a little bit of it because like that's something that.
Cinder might mention something because she was the one who targeted to Weiss.
Yeah, I could see that.
Even
Winter. I could definitely see that. I could see that being used as a plot device, but like the fact that it hasn't yet at all, not Volume 6, not Volume 7, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't get brought up. But
never know.
Hoping because I think that would be awesome. So I guess predictions.
Yeah, predictions.
Also, we've got to mention too that I love Pietro and
yes, Pietro and Maria rocking up right at that.
This is for the Ashes help. I love secondary characters.
Yes.
That know that they're secondary characters that haven't done anything for a volume.
Yeah.
Just come in at the last second to help. I love that's the best way to use Maria.
They heard RWBY's broadcast, so they've headed straight there to the academy. They probably just arrived in Atlas, we're not sure. And so then they come up, and I love how I think it was Weiss just drops Mary's feet. We look like, oh shit, this is not as bad as it looks. Okay, we can't explain.
I love characters like.
Oh.
This is the part where they asked us to help.
Yes. I thought that was great. I love that scene.
If they're going to play a role other than just hiding the Aesops. I'm curious if they're going to play a role other than that. But I assume Penny versus Cinder. I don't know if Winter will be involved that much. I feel like she'll get tossed aside personally. Just a prediction. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Well, Penny might try to distract Cinder while Winter tries and gets the Winter Maiden powers, but that's not going to go to plan at all.
What happened last time that happened? She just fucking shot Amber.
Well, that's the thing too, though. If I don't think Cinder's going to just right out kill the Winter Maiden, yeah, because we don't know where the power's going to go.
She doesn't have half the power this time. So
exactly. Yeah, she might try and drain the power from her with a Grim Arm. I definitely see that being a possibility of happening. But I don't think she'll outright kill her on purpose. Because of that, because you don't know where the power's going to go. Then again, she might do it just so she can then fight and kill Winter if Winter gets the powers. But yeah,
a part of me has a feeling that just because from the thumbnail, a part of me has a feeling that maybe Freya won't die this episode.
That's true. She couldn't. Yeah,
you could actually have her as a character for a few episodes next volume before something happens.
That's it. She may actually fight, even though she's weak and unwell.
Again,
but
going back to the whole Cinder probably shouldn't fail again. Kind of thing. So maybe not. I'm really not too sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It really could go either way.
I still would like the idea of Freya dying without anyone killing her, and her last thoughts as a long lost granddaughter. It's a bit of a stretch, I know, but that's still my personal preference.
Yeah.
I still think Nora being the only not female, not of the main cast, she's based on Thor. It just to me makes sense for again. If Nora doesn't become a maiden, then I don't think I don't think any of the Team RWBY should be a maiden personally.
Yeah.
But
Justin.
but I feel like if anyone does, I think Nora just makes the most sense to be a maiden, unless Jean has a female aura but a male body, and he can end up being the power. Something wacky like that. Not wacky, I shouldn't say wacky, but something. Yeah, that's completely out of the blue. Because I think that would, I've always said that would be cool if the idea of like trans in this world.
Yeah.
I mean, like a female soul in a male body, or a male
that would be cool.
in a female body. So it's nothing physical. It's just literally spiritual, and therefore be available for a maiden power. Like that, I feel would be like a cool twist turn.
That would be a cool twist. I do like that idea.
Regardless, I'm still hoping out for Nora. I'm not. Again, if Winter gets it again, that's cool, fine, awesome. I just don't know where that goes from there.
Yeah. I think it'll be really interesting if the power does go to someone completely else, even if it's like someone we don't know, and then that just throws an extra sort of like spanner in the works then too, because they don't know who's become the Winter Maiden, and they won't be able to get to the relic. And
I would love if one of the things is like one of the drunk guys we keep seeing at the volume. If one of them happened to be like a girl, and then at the end of this volume it happens to go to them, like that would be a cool little thing for both of them, because we've seen them a number of times as well.
We have seen them a couple times, yeah.
Or like if Forrest was a girl, but didn't actually die, kind of thing, something like that.
Well, don't forget, of course, we've got the Happy Huntresses as well.
Well, that's okay. That's actually a very fair point.
And Robin, but though
one of them could get it. That's actually a good point. Or even Robin, could get it. But one of the Happy Huntresses would actually be a pretty cool idea. I love May and Fiona. We don't really know much about Joanna yet, but I love May and Fiona. So
yes,
well, May more than Fiona, but again,
I love Fiona. She's adorable.
Everyone loves Fiona, so that's.
I need to see more Fiona. She's adorable. She's so cute. And it could.
Imagine if it goes to the cute little bear faunus from the first episode with the robot arm.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen this. Oh God. Yeah, it could go to anyone. That's the unknown of it. So that's why also I think Cinna won't outright kill the Winter Maiden. Until she's either able to get the powers, or no, it will go to either Winter or Penny. I don't think it will go to Penny for a couple of reasons. I mean, because she shares the aura with Pietro. Yeah. So if we're talking about spiritual things and auras and things, it could mean that she does have a male aura.
That's true. That's actually. So is Penny trans?
I don't know.
No, that's just a very.
It could work very differently in Remnant. Yeah, that's the thing. No, don't know. But yeah, she does share the aura with Pietro, so I don't think technically she will be eligible for it. But yeah.
Penny's also pretty OP as she is. I don't from a behind the scenes thing. I don't think she needs it. And like same reason why I don't want the main characters to get the maiden powers, because then that would make their weapons and their semblances and their silver eyes would just make them kind of pointless.
Yeah, I don't see
I want them to remain the way they are. Whereas Nora, I don't think would break her character that much for her to get the maiden powers.
Imagine how OP she would be with the powers. Goodness, she is already.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, I think it's either going to go to Winter. Or Salem steals it, or goes something completely different. I think more likely Winter, but it's the thing, the whole plan is for Winter to get the powers I really got a feeling that that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, well, what happens if Winter gets killed before the Winter Maiden dies? Then who's the power going to go to? It's the other thing of the two.
Well, again, it's one of those things where, again, the whole point was like, you know, Winter the only one who can see her because we're the only one in the forts. So I'd assume then having Penny's security either implies that she can't get the powers because of that reason, or Freya's just unconscious and she can't see anyone at the moment regardless.
Yeah.
Clearly we know that's not going to be the case.
No, she does wake up.
So obviously then now Cinder is involved so she could get the powers. So again, last person you think of, last person you see can very likely be the same person.
Yeah, it's the last person in their thoughts, so it has to be illegible, of course.
But again, a grieving old grandmother who might have a relative or something, you know. That's also actually old voice. I think that's a strong possibility. But like you said, she could think of her as she died. She could think of her maybe a husband she had, so therefore go to someone random. So you know, it is really interesting. I'm just thinking, if it does go to Cinder, I'm curious how, if at all, that will change Cinder.
Yeah.
Because, you know, while she has the main powers at the moment, she still is very, you know, she knows what she likes and she doesn't really go overboard with her powers. She just likes using fire because that's what she likes using. So I'm curious if she gets another main power, if that actually change her, if she even becomes stronger or not.
Is she actually able to have the two as well?
Even able? Well, I mean, we saw her attempt to take Niall's power. We saw her somewhat take Raven's power.
Or try to.
Or try to. Or she took something. She was absorbing something. We don't know what necessarily that was. We assume it was magic, but
yeah.
But I'm just curious what that would actually do. I'm curious if, because in the companion book, it says that Salem wants to get all the main powers and take over the world or something in the companion book.
Yeah.
So it was her plan to have Cinder get all the main powers and then take the power back. Yeah. I was also interested too because what if because Ozpin's magic is fading over time.
Yes.
Assuming so I'd assume that here's my thoughts. Salem and Salem's and Ozpin's power was infinite. It was completely infinite, always was.
Yeah.
Then Ozpin sacrifices his infinite power to the four maidens. They have infinite magic, but now he doesn't.
Yes.
Salem, either because just of sheer age or because of her this doesn't have much of a reason, to be fair. But let's just say her connection to the destruction is making her lose her magic for whatever reason. And the idea that she's also losing her magic as well. So the idea is that she wants to get the maiden powers because that's the only source of infinite magic left in the world.
Yeah.
So she wants the maiden powers so that she can regain her infinite magic, possibly. That's just a wild jump to conclusions and stuff. But I'm wondering if there's something to do with that. If she just wants Cinder as a puppet to have all the power, or if she herself does actually want the power. It's all very interesting. It's very
I also was just thinking about the description for this episode as well. Who will you become when your greatest fears are realized? That really leads to me towards Ironwood. I'm definitely going to see something happening with Ironwood here. Because, he's going to abandon Mantle and raise Atlas up to the sky. So, yeah. And also leads to what we were reading about before, of course, with him being the Tin Man. Yeah. Losing his heart for the greater good.
This could also tie into maybe Yang is really afraid of Neo. What happened? Because she hasn't seen Neo since. We don't know how Yang would react to seeing Neo again. Yeah,
or even one of them getting injured. Yeah, greatest fears realized. There's a lot of things that could happen with this.
I guess I'm not on board with the whole Blake thing, but it's definitely possible. The whole Blake being cut in the title, therefore getting injured, it's possible. But I think we were discussing that last volume that wouldn't really make sense to a character. Yeah. It would make sense to Yang and Blake's relationship, but it wouldn't make sense necessarily to Blake's character to go through that arc. I think we discussed that last week. Cinder and RWBY and Weiss coming face to face with Cinder could inspire some fears. We don't know. At least maybe with Weiss, maybe not so much with RWBY, with Weiss perhaps.
There's just so much that could happen. But I'm really looking forward to the finale. Whatever happens, we'll get through this together as a fandom, and and then wait for volume 8. It's gone by so quickly. I really can't believe we're nearing the end of the RWBY season.
Yeah. But it's been a good one.
It has been good.
This has probably been my favorite volume.
I've really been enjoying this volume. Absolutely, yeah.
As good as Volume 6 was, I did have my issues with it at times. I liked Volume 5, but again, over the years, kind of like, I can see where people are coming from a bit.
Yeah, I felt the end was a bit rushed with Volume 5.
Volume 4 gets better with time.
Yeah.
But still not quite as good. And I can't say I like Volume 3 that much just because I feel like everyone says Volume 3. And it's kind of just like, it's like, it's good. But I don't know. It's hard for me to say that's my favorite.
I really liked Volume 6.
I love Volume 2. So,
and Volume 2 is still one of my favorites as well.
So I'll probably say Volume 2 and 7 are probably my favorites.
Yeah. 2, 6, and 7 at this stage for me, but we'll see how we go with the finale tomorrow. That could change everything.
It definitely could.
Definitely could.
So thank you everyone for joining us on the stream, whether you're watching live, watching the VOD on Twitch, or watching the VOD on YouTube. It really appreciated. Me and Larissa love talking about RWBY just amongst ourselves. We'll be having the finale of Corner Remnant next Sunday.
Yes, on Sunday.
So whether you're first or not, everyone will be able to be involved with the chat. Next week we'll probably be having a big wrap up of the volume. We'll probably might be extra longer. We'll make it a big thing.
Yeah, we will.
We'll have
for sure.
Fun of it. If you're just tuning in or you just whatever, the VOD will obviously be live on Twitch afterwards. It'll be on YouTube 24 hours from now.
Yep.
Feel free to comment in the comment section below.
Yes, please comment.
Just live. And yeah, make sure to follow us both on Twitter and stuff to get us updates on our RWBY stuff, whether it's RWBY reactions, RWBY art. We do a bunch of stuff RWBY related throughout the week. So make sure you come follow us, because after next week, obviously, we won't be doing the Corner Remnant probably till RTX or the soundtrack or something like that.
Until some news comes out, yes.
We'll probably because there'll be, I think, like the soundtrack, RTX, and Before the Dawn will all be at the exact same time.
Yeah, God, that's gonna be a thing.
It'll all be like early July, so we'll all be like, because obviously the book comes out early June, but it'll take us a while to get through it. So it'll all culminate around July. So we'll probably be back for then. We've really enjoyed. I know I've really enjoyed Corner Remnant this year.
Same.
It's interesting because me and Larissa haven't been agreeing as much this volume. We definitely have our different opinions and stuff, which is it's a different dynamic.
Yes.
And I quite like it. Because I love discussing RWBY, whether it's with you guys or Larissa. I just love it, and I'm very much looking forward to next week. Very much looking forward to the hopefully years and volumes to come. Obviously, next volume I've heard is apparently meant to be bigger than usual, but it could be. And we know Volume 9 probably going to be shorter than usual.
Yes.
So, all curious to see how it all leads up, where it all goes. Will Penny be alright? Will Pietro be alright? Will Nora be alright? Will Weiss? Will Penny? Will Winter? Will we get Stark stuff? Will we get more Crow stuff? How will Aesop or James react to Clover dying?
Yeah.
There's a lot that could all be involved, and we are looking forward to discussing it with you all next week. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank you everyone for hanging out, and of course we praise the Great One. You don't have ways, Phil.
I promise next week everything will be back in order. Still moving. I know. It's been like 4 weeks. Trust me, it's killing me too. But it'll all be done. It'll be ready, and hopefully I can fix. Hopefully my webcam will be a bit better next week. Basically, I don't know how to edit the laptop webcam. I'm using up webcam as a mic, so yeah.
The things to go to when you're moving. I get that totally. But yes, mentally preparing for the worst. Yeah, exactly. I think this finale is going to be a big thing. So
yeah, I think what will be the hardest thing is that it'll end, but it won't resolve everything. It'll literally just halfway point for the next half of the volume. So I think that'll be the hardest thing about this volume.
Yes.
But we know that the scripts were already started writing weeks ago.
Yep.
So hopefully the RWBY can get a bit of a break now, before work comes back up. And we still don't know what's happening with Genlock, so we don't know how the RWBY schedule is gonna work this year. But hopefully it'll all be good for them, and it'll all result in the best for them and the best for the show.
Yes.
Very much.
Yeah. Hopefully. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Praise the Great One. And yeah, we'll see you all next week for the finale. So everyone, thanks for watching. Bye.